Guys, I was in the holidays. I have already downloaded certain photos and videos from my GoPro. One are the newest ones, 6 are the oldest, but I have much more. This is only the second part of my vacation that I can show by now. Maybe it would also take too long if I would already show the rest. And then we have from each day a GoPro made highlight video. I uploaded them to my YouTube as unlisted. And you can see that I started my holidays here on the 3rd of August. The first video was from the 4th of August, and then we move on until the 17th. And I will now first always show the photos and then the videos of a day, and then I will show you the compilation. And to show you again where we have been, so it was 2 weeks. The first week we were in Austria in the Osijek Lake. This is close to the border between Italy, Slovenia and Austria. There's the city Villach, and there are 2 lakes, Wörther Lake and Osijek Lake, and we were basically here. And the second week of the holidays was then just in Garmisch-Partenkirchen, where my parents live now and my sister, where you have a lot of mountains as well, where you can do stuff. Alright, so now we start, I guess, with the just photos. Let's see if I go here, if they go backwards or forwards. So this is now a photo. Let me shortly see how I can actually move to the next photo. Can I do this in this thing here? Is there any button? I hope that I could do it that easily, but I seemingly cannot. Then I put this onto the side. What was older, what was newer? Okay, this is the correct direction. Alright. Yeah. So this is like a tradition in Bavaria, in Germany, but also generally it also is happening in other cities, that you have like a big thing in the city where everyone is walking like a certain road and a lot of spectators watching that, and you have then these people here are then from different clubs, sometimes also carnival clubs, but yeah, in this case it's really from different cities, and they used in all their special clothes here, also Bavarian clothes, and every city has then them a little bit different, and sometimes they also came here with these horses, and yeah, that looked them pretty nice. Here's now Uppsala. This later. Here I have to continue. Yeah, this is the same wagon. Then the next photo. Yes, then the next group of people coming. You see the boys, all of them dressed the exact same. Also the girls are all dressed the exact same, and always in these nice traditional Bavarian clothes. No? And then you see that back there comes in the next group with different clothes from another city. So now we have here yeah, horses again. I of course had to make photos from all the horses for my sister. And here one of those horses was shitting onto the road directly in the mill. And I tried to make a photo when they are just close to that. Yeah, if they will actually realize if someone is going in that shit. Yeah. So you see, it's just in the center of everything. So then we went away again. It was a nice sunny day, blue sky, which is just one of the crossroads, and you had then, because you have so many nice mountains around, but in most of these streets you have then of course these bigger houses next to you, so you cannot really look over them, you cannot really see the mountains. But in such a big crossroad you have then a big gap to the next house. So you can actually make a nice photo. That was my idea. In the next photo, you can see then on the way back, yeah, just a small part of a river that we crossed where I thought it looked nice. And here's then the bigger part. The part is also a nice word because the river is called Partnach. That's also why it's Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Yeah. And here's one more photo. Or not, it doesn't open. Why is it not opening? There it is, it's the other direction. So, those were all the photos. I hope there is a better way of doing this. Like, what is if I open them all at the same time? If, oh god, I shouldn't have done that. So this is happening then. Naja. Okay, then we go one by one. Now come the videos. I usually don't really talk in those videos. I'm just moving the camera around, showing everything. And now we have, of course, also sound. So here you can already listen to how these marches are sounding like. I'm gonna skip a bit forward when we're closer. We search then for a spot where you can stand. There's then this marching music to it. Just the rhythm with the drums, and then you have the... I don't know how they are all called, these instruments, but yeah. This was the first day, and for the YouTube video I will end this. This was the first day that we were back from Austria, and then in Garmisch. Go open. Okay, this was a short one. Oh no, it wasn't. It was just a bugged one. I hope we have also the other instruments soon. There's no shit yet. There's this big wagon with the horses. That's why I started here with the video. So now we have some music. Let's move a bit forward when they come. Ah, okay, the video ends already. Let's see the next. Okay. Ah, it started again. Because I already clicked on the video, didn't open, and I clicked again. Okay. Yeah, you see it. They just ended. This is like a huge group, or they are close together. Yeah, I will skip a bit through the videos because this is quite a long, like those are a lot of minutes if we watch everything full. But here we have some music now. And they walk exactly in the rhythm. Well, maybe not that last girl. I was looking at the last girl, she was just walking. And they were standing here for quite a long time, and I think here's also the horse that is shitting on the road then. Let's see if the shit is there in the next video. Ah yeah, there it is already. Yeah, they had to wait quite a long time here. And they also had to wait, like it was a huge traffic jam. Now they continued. And they let that on the road. And then comes such a big group here. And I wanted to know, do they avoid? Yeah, they are aware. They are aware. With the photos, I was a bit selecting photos that I download because I couldn't just download all. With the videos, however, I was just downloading every single video. Yeah, but I think we can move to another day. I just skip a bit forward, how this looked like. But we have 4 more videos. This was then another big wagon with horses in front. Look at all the small shites sitting on it. Yeah, there's the next group coming. Oh, he was close. Look at this. Look at this. Here comes the next group. 2 more videos of the day. This was yeah, here on the crossroad that I showed earlier. Just looking a bit around. And the last video is then at the Partnach. And more of the Partnach will be then in another video. Maybe comes now directly at the next day, actually. Because now I move on to the next day of Garmisch. And I start again with the oldest of the photos. Okay, yeah, on the next, so this will still take a while. Also you can definitely look forward with a Partnach Klamm. That is really beautiful. But first of all, I was doing a bicycle tour with my dad. He then just gave me one of their e-bikes. And I was never sitting on an e-bike until that moment. I never used one. For the route that we took, an e-bike was quite necessary. We moved up like 1,600 meters in a very short amount of time, and the steepness of the road partly of the way was like definitely 20% on, and sometimes more, and it was not on tarmac, it was then on gravel. It is a very long hiking tour, and with bicycle you do that obviously much faster, but even though you have e-bike, you still have to save the energy to make the full trip, and it's not that simple. And then when we were we had the destination, but first of all, the question is, do you know what that is? This here is very known in Germany. Politicians are often meeting here. This is the Schloss Elmau. So this is a little bit next to Garmisch, but you have to do a bit of walk or hike to it. It's already a bit in the backland, a bit higher up. But our aim, Garmisch is back there, so we went already a long way here, turned around, came then to here, and our aim was a house in the mountains that you see from Garmisch all the time. But here you cannot really see now where exactly it is. It's called the Schachen. There was also a king back in the days. No, this is now South Germany, but close to Austria. Also in this photo you also saw Austria because it's literally on the border. So this is the house we went up to. So I skipped now a lot of this bicycle tour. I could of course not film and make photos all the time. This is now looking to the left. Now you see the big stone mountains there. Then again, this is a nice photo, I think, with this way, how it's making a bit of a slalom towards that house. If you, this is again looking to the left. That were very massive mountains just next to you. And then we were arriving that. It was too big for me to fit on the photo, but videos will follow. And looking again back to where we came from. Yeah, we went basically around this mountain here. You can see the way. And this is now the view down to Garmisch. And this is why you can see this house. You can see it also from those mountains here. Like when you are doing vacation in Garmisch, you have this mountain range here to the left is going to the highest mountain of Germany, the Zugspitze, and there are several other small mountains before in this range, and you can get up to them. And from all these mountains here, you can always see the house that we are standing at. But this house is so far back and so high up, it is not that easy to reach just by hiking. Then you have a really long trip. The problem with Garmisch is that every afternoon, like you have always the best weather, but every afternoon we got thunderstorms. You see how the clouds are already forming. Yeah, when in that moment when we got up here, it's already starting to form. It's just normal because the air, when you have wind and it goes against the mountain, the air can only go upwards because the mountain is in the way. And this upwards drift, this is then already a nice trigger for getting those clouds. And yeah, that's why you have them here more often. And literally every afternoon, like you could never really plan something super long because every afternoon it started at some point. Here now see a bit further left the different tops here of the mountains. This is then again the house from the back side, so you still look down to Garmisch in this angle. This is now the look towards the Zugspitze, but here already too many clouds so that it's a little bit hidden, but the Zugspitze is here around. And here's the Alpspitze. And further right then the other mountains. So when we were at that house, there was then a little smaller, like something where you could eat and drink, that we went to, and we're eating here. And then you see the house here above. And then we made a bigger tour with we didn't go direct way back to Garmisch. We took a long route and went past some lakes when we were in the valley already again. And here another lake. And yeah, it was already very tight with the rain and that was coming. So we had at some point to really hurry up. And it actually started raining like 5 minutes before we reached home. So we got in a little bit wet, but not too much. And yeah, I had gotten a photo from the app from my father. Like it was a 68-kilometer tour with 1,600 meters of elevation that we went up and down, or only up, and then also 1,600 something down. I had a maximum speed of 62 kilometers, and that was when it rained already. Yeah, all right. So now the videos of that day. This is Schloss Elmau. Doing one circle here of how it looks. And one circle a little bit back. The second video, before we reach the house, we had this big stone wall, there is the house, to the right is the valley. Then we have the next one. It's a bit further up. Again, these huge mountains there. Now we are already a bit closer to that house. This is the part where we have this waving road or hiking trail, very nice, and there's then the valley down to Garmisch. Also really beautiful, everything. In the next video, let's see what we get. Are we then already up there? Question mark. Yes. So here we reached it. Everyone that reached it makes some photos here. Yeah, looking again around. This is now a tiny bit longer, this video. So you see the big mountain here, then looking back to where we came from, then looking back into the valley, then here the multiple mountains. Now I'm yeah, hiking around that house, and here you have then the part with the Zugspitze. Yeah, and here's where we then were eating something, and it was actually even gluten-free. You could get something gluten-free, which was nice and important for my father. And yeah, there's the house. Next video is now down on that lake. There was also a small sea or lake snake. However, they are called the small snakes that are in the water. There was one. But yeah, you could really see nicely through this water. It was very clear. And the last video of that day is then from the other lake. Yeah, talking about the gears of the e-bike. It was weird when I used less help. I easily made up an uphill, and then I went to even more help, but then suddenly I couldn't go forward. Yeah. So somehow less help was easier at that one moment. So now we have another day starting. On that day, we have been hiking this time to this mountain range, where you can also just take, of course, a lift up in several spots. But here the idea was that we hike up. This is still from Garmisch. You have these big grassland. This is the nice view that we still had in the morning before the clouds form. Then towards the Zugspitze, to the highest mountain of Germany. It's always a bit tricky. I don't know now from this angle if this is actually the Zugspitze, because in many angles it's hidden a little bit from a rock that is right before. Yeah. And then we have here the Daniel. This is also such a mountain that you always see. Next photo is us then walking here on that bicycle lane next to the railroad before it goes uphill. Here I made some small photos still. Okay, this one is not special. It was the easiest to make some photos here. Okay, this was one where I just downloaded all photos that I made, so here are some that we can skip. In other days I had to choose just for a few photos. Yeah, here is a lake, the Rieser Lake, or Rieser See, which is pretty beautiful. You already have to go up quite a little bit to reach it, but it's just the first step of the big climb. And from here on you can nicely look into the glacier from the Zugspitze. Yeah. And then we hiked up and also got up. And we were starting there in the bottom, and we're walking all that way up to here. And this is the valley where Garmisch-Partenkirchen is located. So you basically see that in the background, it is basically already flatland. We directly look to Munich, directly view to Munich. There are then these bigger lakes, Starnberger Lake and so on. And it's fully flat, and then with one moment to the next, the mountains start. Yeah, and they are immediately quite big. And you have this one opening here with this valley to Garmisch. Yeah, and then it stretches a bit to the left and a bit smaller to the right. Here you can go to Mittenwald, and to this direction to the west, because we look north, of course, to the west. This is then the valley to Greinau, and then you get then to the Zugspitze, and if you go around the Zugspitze, you also go into Austria. Yeah. Here another photo. Interestingly, the other mountains here on this side, you don't really have these lifts to get up. And also not that many hiking trails. The main action is always on this side here. So, here still basically the same spot, just looking into a different direction. And can you see it? The house that we have been the day before is somewhere there. Maybe here. No, it's somewhere there. But hard to see. Here, maybe. It's hard to see, but it is back there. This is where we were the day before. Yeah, this is again the view towards the Zugspitze from up here. And you can also walk to the Alpspitze, which is this mountain here. Looks not much bigger, but it's just closer. At a station, you can in the valley, you can basically take the lift to here, or the lift directly to you see it here, that moves to there. Also you don't really get directly up there. This would be then something for climbing people, but yeah, you can also walk, hike. You see the way here, it's pretty steep at some parts. You can also hike then towards there. No, or get up here with a lift and then hike downhill to here. But yeah, we were not doing that. We were basically going down again to the lift, but walked down. It was extremely steep. And we had to make a train. So we had to make the train to avoid the rain. Yeah. So we had to hurry, and going fast downhill is really, also when it's so steep and everything on like loose stones, that's always something annoying. Okay, so here again, 2 videos only from this day. The one where I just show you again how it's looking from the valley view. Yeah, when you're down here, this is where it opens to Munich. Not the railway next to us. There is a cart, Garmisch Classic and so on. With that, it costs quite something, but then you can travel for free with the train or with or go up with the lifts onto the mountains. Also there are several lifts are then in that cart, so you have that all for free. Very quickly, it's actually useful to do that. But mine wasn't valid anymore, and I kind of want to wait for the winter to renew it. So I couldn't take everything. So we didn't really pay for that. We just were hiking that. This is then again the view from the Rieser Lake. No, also beautiful view. And this is it with this day. And now, like every afternoon came the rain, so then we couldn't really do much more. We have 3 more days. No, it's my father walking in front. So, the hike. Naja, the signs say 4 hours 30, but we did it we did it much faster. We did it in like 2 hours 30 or something. And then we were up, and then we had to go down, and we tried to do that with 1 hour, which was not that simple actually. Okay, now I have 3 folders because for the next one I had to download quite a lot. Probably we have now the most interesting thing, the Partnachklamm. I hope that they are wait, Ansichten, Liste, Details. Yeah, I first downloaded the newer stuff, and then I downloaded the older stuff later, so this should be the oldest. Okay, then let's move on to the next day. Wait. It bugged. Can I unzip them? Because the other folders I could just open. Okay. So, now the Partnachklamm. A lot of photos and videos coming up. So the Partnach is the river that comes basically from the back of the mountains there and then goes into Garmisch. And there is a very beautiful way through the cliffs and where the river is. You have to pay for that to go here, but it's really worth it. It's really beautiful. So here are now some of the photos that I took on the way through this. You see these huge cliffs left and right, then here the river, and then the way for us spectators is then having a lot of tunnels. And it's so cool with the sunshine, with the light coming from the top where there are trees, and then you have this kind of greenish light on top, and then you have this bluish in the bottom. That's really cool. Here another, and also here when you just look upwards, And it's always very wet there. It's kind of raining all the time, even if it's not raining in real. Water is dropping down here everywhere. So those were some of the photos from the first folder. Now come the videos. This video doesn't work. We go next. It was very full, lots of people everywhere. We were often stuck, had a traffic jam with people basically. Had to wait until we could move on because people can also come from the other side. And it's very narrow as well. And then you have always people standing still, like me or my father there, with doing photos, videos and stuff. And they of course block the way. And yeah, we might have this issue in some of the videos now. Whenever it gets dark, I have this flimmering. I now know how I can fix this, but that's a little bit too late for here. Okay. And one more video. Now this is one of the tunnels. And I wanted to make a video starting in the tunnel because it was so dark you couldn't see anything unless someone had like a light with. And you also couldn't see the bit of water that you stepped in with your feet. Here it's raining from the rocks. And yeah, there you can see how high that goes up. But here when it's dark, quality not the greatest. But I now know what I have to do to fix this. So, the next one. I guess I have to do this again. Yeah. We start with the photos again. Here, also a photo from inside the almost cave. And there are some really beautiful ones coming up now. Also I really liked the way the sun basically was shining into this. And that really made up for some nice colors, some nice contrast as well. You can see how much it has been raining. Wow, okay, interesting lines of droplets. Then here looking backwards again from where we came, but look how beautiful that is. It's really nice. You can see the forest then on top, but also so much greenery down here. Yeah, this is a beautiful photo. I would say at least. Yeah, I like that. I like that. This one is not so sharp. So there was one tunnel section with this little statue. And Then we came to the end of it. Soon. Not yet. But yeah, also with this bit of yellow there, the green, the blue-white, the gray rocks. It's such a nice color contrast. Yeah, now the videos of this section. Also usually, even on the most sunny days, it's always the thing that you should take your jacket with you, the rain jacket, because you can get very, very wet here. There's also another similar part like this, another Klamm, how it's called in Germany, which is then closer to the Zugspitze. That one you definitely get wet. Here we are, of course, a bit protected. Like it's raining down from the side of the cliffs, but we are under them, so. You see, the quality is really bad when it gets dark. But I mean, I also wanted to see that now, see the video, see how it's actually acting. You see then one of those tunnels. But this is a short one, you have directly the light again, so that you can see at least the tunnel and where you walk through. Yeah, this is such a beautiful. There, I definitely made a photo. We saw that photo then also, but yeah, this is such a beautiful moment when you look like this. And I always made, in every spot, I made a photo and a video. Every time. Because with the photos, I was also not sure if they are easily, like, if they verwackeln, no? If they are, they're not sharp. So I always wanted to have a video as well. In those conditions where it's a bit darker. But I see that in the video you have also, it also gets in the dark parts very unsharp. That's so beautiful, right? Like so cool that there is so much green stuff also down here. Haha, Mapo. Okay. Yeah, I was actually much slower than my parents. So I was having a lot of people walking next to me. The thing is that to make like a high definition photo video like HD, it always, like at every photo, for example, I made a photo and I had to wait then 5 seconds until I could move on with the camera um, and make the next photo or start a video. And that's why I was very slow. I always had to stop and wait. And yeah, so I was much, much slower in this whole section here. Nice, Harry. Yeah, this looks beautiful in the dark. uh, Also a beautiful view there. So one more video from this folder. There's then a third folder. Like at every after every turn and you had a new view, I was making photo and video because it always looked then a little bit different, and again it looked amazing. And all right, so this was this folder, but we have still one more to go. We start again with the photos. This is now the end of the clump. Also you see how it ends here already. And now we are out of it. This is the part nach right before it goes into. Here's a nice yeah, place as well, where one river goes into the Partnach. We have here this very shallow part before it makes a small waterfall, and here the Partnach has this very nice blue greenish color. And there was a bridge over this river. So yeah, with these really nice green trees. There's also a nice photo. Also here was like some construction car, and with the yellow, the green, the nice light blue in this part of the partner. Yeah, has something. Now we walked basically up this mountain to the Kaiserschmarrn-Alm. Kaiserschmarrn is a very, very nice, tasty sweet food. And there is then a restaurant there where they make really good one. And yeah, going up the mountain, there's in here such a new bridge, because there were a lot of these yeah, when the surface is sliding down because of too much rain and so on. No? I guess they had to do this. The old way was not really safe anymore. Now already up the bridge, you see it goes pretty steep uphill. And then we got our reward. The Kaiserschmarrn with Zwetschgen and Apfelmus. So, and then, however, the day got crazy, because when we were here, the clouds were forming really quick and the thunderstorm was coming. And we had to get away there, but it was starting to really, really shower strong. So it was obvious we get full wet. We then actually took a small lift, like a really small, you barely gain time with that. But we will probably also never do that again. It is way too over expensive for this short amount that you do it. But it was a bit of getting out of the rain for that small time. And then you're a bit above the Partnach. The Klamm is behind us. Here it goes into Garmisch. But it was heavily raining and thunderstorming. And on the way, so the thing is, my small sister, she is really afraid of thunderstorms. And usually with the walking and hiking, it's not really her thing. Like, no, she doesn't want to walk too long, not too fast, and so on. But she can run and walk fast when there is a thunderstorm. Yeah, we were completely wet. We had to walk still all the way to Garmisch in full heavy rain. And there were, of course, also thunders. And there was this one moment where there was a lightning, and immediately afterwards the thunder. And that is very loud then. So it was literally just above us. And it is, of course, a bit dangerous. Like, you don't know what if the lightning hits you. It was really close in that moment. Yeah, we were then going into another restaurant where we were just drinking a little bit. We had to wait. You will see a video later. This nice, calm water, which was so nice bluish, yeah, turned before we got home into brown. Yeah, this is now after it just left, but that was 3 hours later. Um, Full brown. And there was also wood that was then floating with it. This is the same river, yeah. So now you see a few last videos of that day. So this is still in the Clum. This is a dark one now. Yeah, okay. So this this is how it looks when you film in the tunnel. Hmm. Yeah, we can go forward here. So now out of it. This is the entrance into it. No? You see suddenly the big mountains start and they come from both sides. So out of nowhere, because this is the other direction where you see absolute. It goes uphill to the left and right, but you have easily forest. Yeah, it's by far not that steep. But then comes this one moment where they meet each other. Here's again this kind of river crossroad. The water is of course pretty cold, so it's some massage for the feet if you go into. You see how beautiful the weather is? Full blue sky. Do you see in the beginning of the video? Absolutely no cloud. Yeah. That can go so quick. Like at this point, it was literally full sunshine. Yeah. And here we went down to the river. Moving a little bit forwards. Here I made this other photo as well. And then we're walking next to this river on the stones a little bit. That you can see here. To like an own spot to, yeah, have the feet a little bit in the water. Yeah, my mother has had an operation with a knee, so she has to be very cautious with everything. She cannot move it in every way. Yeah, my sister sometimes asks me how will the weather be, but they kind of never expect from me a very good answer. The thing is, when they just ask me, for example, here, when comes the thunderstorm, I do not have any better resources than what they can have. Yeah, because I don't have the software that we use at work. So so they can also I can also just only look into the app. Okay, there are websites, but that is then on the mobile phone quite a thing, like to scroll through all of that. Yeah, so here I cannot really help. And the direct weather, like just looking at the sky and saying, yeah, it will take so long. Nah. Like I never learned that. No, that's nothing you learn nowadays. Yeah, and they have the Warn Weather app, so they don't really need my advice there. Like I can also only look at the radar, for example, and then no, then it's just count a little bit how long it might take until a certain cell arrives. But of course, some thunderstorm cells can also just start forming over you. Now you see here still a lot of blue sky, and yeah, this is now. This is really not much longer. This is like an hour later or something. We have been eating then already our meal, but yeah, full rain. Making a small video out of this. Uh, then so my sister myself went first, and then my parents came afterwards. Graseckbahn. Yeah. And this is how it looked like. And this is how in this weather, we have walked then to here where we just searched for safety. I mean, when my family was asking me and I wanted to search for something better, then I was also using Kachelmann better. I have one link to a yeah, website where you can only join with a login and password. Like not with your own one, like only certain groups have access to that, but there's actually not that detailed stuff, and especially for Garmisch, it never worked. Like there were meteograms in there, but the meteogram for Garmisch for all these days, it just didn't work. It showed either full thunderstorm the whole day when it only came in the afternoon, but it already showed it before, or it showed nothing, only some light shower. But we got these full thunderstorms basically every afternoon. Also Garmisch is also such a tricky spot to forecast any weather. Yeah, this is really not the easiest city to do that. Yeah, and here then on the way back again this brown river where I saw here the wood. Look how big that thing is, yeah. It just gets carried by the water. And that's how brown it suddenly got. Yeah, this was this day. What I forgot to do, guys. From those first 4 days that I showed you, we're gonna watch the GoPro videos. And those will be, first of all, this one, then this one, this one, this one. So this is what the GoPro app has done with my photos and videos. I didn't have to do anything. These are made automatically. So one thing with these videos is, of course, that they don't take any sound from the videos that I take. No? There's just the music then over it, the random song that I choose here. And now you also know why I like to often do videos with a GoPro, because that gives this video here like a little bit more life, you can say. Like when they were just standing photos, it's just not that interesting. Now the thing is, it of course took all my photos and videos. So also my bad photos. Yeah. And from the videos that I made, it just takes always some small glimpse of it. And there you have to be lucky that it shows the correct one. And some of these automated videos have a lot of transitions and effects. This one here had nothing. So this was now not really the most interesting one. Let's see the next one. Sometimes they repeat the songs. There are different ones that can come up, but depending on how much content there is, or I don't know what goes into the algorithm. Here it has chosen the same song twice. Ends a little bit sudden. So now the next one, hopefully a different song. Yeah, Uppsala. Yeah, full of effects now. This is a short one. What was the text? An 8. So almost a little bit Japanese. Yeah, I don't know. So this is now the interesting one with the partner. One photo. Alright, so far so good. We have 2 more days. And that's not a lot now. Here, on the next day, we made another hiking to another, like to that mountain where you have no lifts up. I was never there, so I asked for that. This is now still in Garmisch, like a small fountain. And yeah, there was then one goal, like one, yeah, part where you can then again sit down and eat and drink and so on to reach, no, with your hiking. We are then a little bit above Garmisch. Now we look basically back to all these mountains here, where you have then also the lifts, no? And here is the ski jumping. The Partnachklamm, by the way, is right next to the ski jumping. We just go in here. Yeah, this is where the Partnachklamm is. And the house where I was riding on the bike with my father is back there. And we were looking into this direction, into the valley. So. And then we were hiking down a little bit, but around the mountain, and there's another lake. In this lake, you could only swim when you paid. Further here was like a beach. Yeah, there were big fishes in there. And at some point they were all close to me. And then we went a bit further to a castle, like a ruin, or however you pronounce that. And from there you also had a really nice view into the valley outside of Garmisch. And here, there's by the way also a waterfall here. This is also like a spot where tourists can go. And this mountain here is also very known, but I have been there so often and now I don't have it for free. So it would also have been just a hike, but this is the Wank. This is just next to Garmisch. Has also a big lift. Yeah, those are the known mountains. Wank is then here to the left now, because now I look into the other direction. Here the ski jumping again, here the Partnachklamm. And here you have a lot of these parts where you can, in the winter, then ride with a ski. Okay, now the videos of that day. This is how I arrived here. So now there's one thing that I have to tell you that is mega super duper annoying whenever we were eating. Who of you guesses what it is? Like every time we were then on a mountain, it was pretty hot. We were, yeah, okay, Uli got it immediately. Like this is so annoying, these wasps every single time. And here it was extreme on this one. It was really extreme. Sadly, I didn't make a video from it. So this is a nice view then onto Garmisch from here. There I made also the photos. But yeah, wasps are crazy annoying because you cannot drink, you cannot eat. There's always something on your food, always flying around you. And the problem with these wasps is that they just don't stop. They just don't calm down and stay and eat at their spot. No, they have to all the time fly. And then you are not allowed to really punch them or something because it's on your own risk at least. Yeah, here we went down. But yeah, these wasps were a problem every single day. So this is again this lake. It's interesting when on the lens there's this automatic effect here from the sun. Should open the next video. Yeah. Here now at these ruins. The video shows a little bit better how it looks like. You cannot really show that with photos. So the way went up here, you have this one, yeah, goal. Yeah, Torbogen, how do you say that in English? Yeah, going through here. Here and there are still some walls from that castle, but not everywhere, and especially for the nice view downwards there's nothing. It was pretty windy at that moment, as you see and hear. And there's actually a way here. This is the way that we then also went. We walked in down and came at some point out there and take a bus back to Garmisch. So this is where I was standing earlier in the other video. Now I went to the right. Here was a little bit of uphill. So I was a bit higher up. And checked around. Yeah. Alright, and now again the best view into all the directions at a certain spot. Now here you could really see the full valley. You could only come here from this one way. Everything else was kind of blocked. Okay, that was this day. And now we are on the last day of the vacation. And firstly, we come with this photo. So where am I now? At the bottom of the Zugspitze of the mountain, there is a lake, Eibsee. It's a pretty big lake, and you can walk around it. Yeah, if I show that once in Google Maps, then you see that here is Zugspitze and there's Eibsee. Yeah, and you can walk around this. Here's then a bridge, you will see later, and this is what we did. Yeah, this is where you just arrive with bus, with train, with anything. And okay, this is a nonsense photo. So now we are already a little bit around the lake. This was the view on that day. Yeah, at some points you can now see for the first time you have this nice green bluish color again in the lake. And look at these clouds here. These the edge here from this one cloud, how you can see that. That's actually crazy. Nice. Yeah, this is a little bit diagonal, I would say. Yeah, a lot of people were paddling there, were bathing. And in the winter, this is full frozen, then you can just walk across the whole lake. Now it was actually pretty warm, even though it's a mountain lake. Here you can really see this nice color again. And I think that was a dog. Yeah. So and here's one part where you could nicely go in and look at this nice color now. And look how clear the water is, how you can nicely see through it. And to the other side, there was a small little lake. Maybe it's this one here, Frillensee. Later on, there are also some more small lakes. And there are, as you see, also some islands. You will see them. Some of them have names, those here don't. Almbichel. Here, der Kotbach is a very funny name. Kotbach. Yeah. Here, I didn't know that there are rivers going in. Yeah, so this is this Frillensee. Okay. This is the end of this folder, but now we have the video still. Oh wait, this is the full thing. I downloaded the full thing. Do that later. So this is the first video of the day. When we arrived here and walking past. Now a bit further back, looking a bit right, left. Now you see how big this lake is. So it's actually quite a bit of a hike. There were a lot of steep cliffs if you wanted to get down. The water was higher than normal, my family said. And usually you had then a nice beach to walk into on the bottom there, but because the water was higher, the water was standing on the cliffs basically. Here you see also the cliff. At this point at least. There were of course beaches that you will see later on. Here this guy is just chilling in the tree. You can also go onto the ship and then you make a bit of a circle over the lake. Yeah, this was the one folder. Now to the next one. Now we start again with the photos. This is the first one. It's not always photos pointing towards the lake, but always from different angles. Here, interesting colors again. Here, this more beige into green. Here, so light blue into green. It's interesting. And there you see also this one island, which is in the sun, which has then really light green trees. Actually nice. One of my favorite photos then from this trip so far, also from this Eibsee trip. Here we can move also. Oh yeah, here, look at this. It's of course also the thing that it was pretty cloudy and sometimes the sun was shining through the clouds, but not over the whole lake, only over a certain part. And then you had, like, this is maybe also part of their shadow here, sun, but it's also about how deep it is. Yeah, look at this. From yellowish into greenish into dark blue. This, yeah, very good. I like that. I like those colors. This is one of the beaches, as you see. On this day, for example, the meteogram told us that it's gonna be showering and thunderstorm and raining the whole day. But look, it was cloudy, but we could just walk here. It was fine. All right, Schenker. Yeah, it fits to me. I wanted to play Cup of the Morning most likely as well. Yeah, now we are on the other side kinda, so here's where we started. Sadly, due to the clouds, we didn't have a nice view towards the mountain. The Zugspitze was just fully in the clouds, so that was then not a perfect day for that. This is a diagonal photo somehow. No, but here's the lift and up. Hey. There's also a nice color here. You can see some of those islands. Yeah, so far so good. Now the videos of this part, and then we have a third folder from that day. And then that's it what I have so far. We can then just watch the compilation videos, of course. Alright, there's not much. I mean, I couldn't really look into this direction. No. Looks like I would almost jump in. Quack, yeah, quack. Yeah, I also have to make sure that I get up. I mean, I want to anyway, in theory, but I also want to sleep long this night because there are, since a lot of days, I could not really just sleep without an alarm clock. But yeah, that time should be working if I don't make too long today. Yeah, here was one part where you could walk down and then have a look at the lake from really, this is the back. This is really the end of the lake. You can also see a little bit already from the Zugspitze, a little bit from the mountain. And we are already a bit higher up here. I don't know why this is lagging so much, as if I was holding the camera like this. This would make no sense. Yeah, somehow this is weirdly lagging now, which it didn't do in the other videos. Weird. Okay. No, this is not Croatia. This is South Germany. At the highest mountain from Germany. So here again. So this is the Kotbach. So earlier. The other way around. Yeah. I have now some photos also still from these islands. Better photos than this, I hope. Oh yes. Ah, look at that photo. Yeah, now we are talking. Yeah, this is beautiful. And now imagine beautiful weather where you can see the mountain in the background. Like this is the spot that you hike for, I would say. Yeah. This is why you go around the whole lake. So that you have a photo with a lake and a mountain in the background. And but this green here from the island and then all those colors, and yeah, this is the photo viewers. It's also nicely sharp, while other photos were not that great. Yeah, this is good. We have now a bunch of photos from this direction, but that first one was already pretty good. This is one of these small lakes that I showed earlier on the map on the other side. Then here again, there's a peninsula going in. This is then like a small bay basically from the lake, where you can also see the mountain basically in the background. And this is the way that we walked in next to it. Here's another one of these super small ones on the other side, but super clear water, like you can really look through it. And then also here again a spot where you can walk into the water and have a look into the mountain. So it is quite beautiful. And then we have actually a bit of blue sky. And we almost made it around. That is where we started. And now comes still the bridge part. Yeah, now they all died. I just wanted to close them. Okay, yeah, here's the next photo. And this is actually also beautiful. I'm standing now on the bridge. This is the other side of the bridge. It's not that interesting, no, because no mountain. Here, quack. And that's it with the photos, and now come 5 more videos. The Kotbach. Also Kot is a German word for the shit. Shit from animals, usually. Yeah. And this is basically the shit river. This is why it's a bit funny that it's called like that. You wonder how many people have made their store, if I do it super Dinglish. Alright. Now here again a small panorama video from that point. And now comes the bridge part again. There were so many people. And I would say that most of them were not German, actually. When you listen to all those languages that you can hear. Ja, Hagen. So, and there were some girls always jumping into the water and then swimming to the coast and going onto the bridge again to jump again. And you can see everything underwater, Ella. You can clearly see everything here. It's so clear, the water. But it's still hard to judge how far, also how deep is this? Like you can see the bottom so well, but you cannot really say, yeah, how deep is it then? Alright, so that is it with those days. But we can of course still watch those 2 videos now. And the one video is this one. Then I missed one day where we didn't do anything, but we were once going through the apartment that my sister and myself are buying together. which is still, it is still in the building phase, but now the house is basically, it's standing there. But yeah, let's first move here. Okay. Now there's not much to see. I mean, this is just how it looks when there's nothing in. Yeah, actually a bit boring. Let's go next. It's now Eibsegen. I'm also happy that this part of your jump is actually in the video, because that is pure luck. If it's then actually taking from my whole video, if it takes exactly that sequence when she's jumping. Yeah. Alright. So that is it so far.